It's called pediatric sleep disordered breathing, and it's something that is affects many kids, and we don't even know about it. But I've done so much work in learning about it, and I'll tell you why in a minute, but because of all the work I've done in learning about it, I'm actually heading to Scotland next month to talk about it at an international conference. And some people ask me, why do we want to be talking about this? And it's because the effects on kids or even people, adults, are huge. There are physical effects, there are emotional effects, there are even academic effects, and then also even the way you look, the way your face forms is impacted this. So it's really like a comprehensive effect, and we really want to kind of address that. People also ask me, well, why are you talking about, pediatric sleep disordered breathing? Aren't you a reading specialist? And I am. And if you think about it, anything that affects the way you feel is going to affect your reading, right? I mean, let's think about the last time that you maybe had a cold. You went to bed, you tossed and turned, you woke up in the morning, and how great did you feel? How kind of disconnected were you and not really able to, do what you would normally do as well as you would normally do it? That's what happens when we don't get a good night's sleep. Now imagine that every single night of your life. Everything's going to be impacted. Young kids going to school, how are they going to fare there if they really haven't had a restorative night's sleep ever, possibly? So that's why we need to talk about it. Now, how did I learn about this? Well, I first started learning about it a little over 2 years ago, and it's because of my kids. I've seen some things in my kids that concerned me. And obviously I'm able to help some of those things as an educator and reading specialist, but there were other things that just didn't seem to be coming together for them. And I took them to a different provider, an osteopath, and that's when I started finding out about this. And I've worked with other specialists now since then, holistic dentists, myofunctional therapists. There's this whole field called orthodontics. That doesn't roll off the tongue too easily. And it's fascinating, and it's really getting at what underlies pediatric sleep disordered breathing. So that's why I want to tell you, and really through all this experience that I've had, I've taken it, I've boiled it down into a way that's accessible for people that don't have medical backgrounds, because when I first started hearing about it and then reading about it, it was overwhelming. And I thought, how do I really go ahead and get this into a format so other parents can help their kids and really address this real big challenge of sleep disordered breathing. So what I've done in that is I've boiled it down to these top 4 signs that you as a parent or an educator, a non-medical person, 4 things that you can easily look for to see if a child may be impacted by sleep disordered breathing. So today I'm going to talk about one of those, and then over the next few weeks before I go to Scotland, I'll talk about one each week. And if you need to find out sooner, I can talk to you about that too. So first, the first thing today that we're going to talk about is what we call crowded teeth. Okay, and what does that mean, crowded teeth? Basically, just like it sounds, if you see that the teeth don't fit in the jaw appropriately, they're kind of overlapping each other, or just not sitting in a nicely aligned, then you know that child has a problem that's setting them up for sleep disordered breathing. Now, why is it a problem? It's a problem because it tells you that the jaw is too small. And if the jaw is too small, that impacts what we call the airway, and it's the airway that causes pediatric sleep disordered breathing. So if you see crowded teeth in your child's mouth or in another child, that's a sign of pediatric sleep disordered breathing, and it's something that they should get support for. Now, there's something really important to think about when you're looking to see if a child might be showing the sign of crowded teeth. If you have to think about adult teeth and baby teeth. If the adult teeth are crowded, then the child absolutely is showing that the jaw is not big enough. But the same holds true for baby teeth. If you see a child with a perfect smile and perfectly lined teeth, as beautiful as it looks, it's actually a problem. Both of my kids were like that. Lovely little smiles, teeth lined up perfectly, but it actually meant that their jaws were too small. Because think about it, if those little tiny baby teeth have enough room to touch each other perfectly across the way, what's going to happen when the much larger adult teeth come in? So think about the teeth in two ways. Either they are indeed crowded with the adult teeth, or they are lined up as baby teeth and you know there won't be enough space. So that is the first thing to look for. Excuse me. Now, what can you do about it? Well, the thing is to think about traditional orthodontics, and what are they really doing there? They are moving the teeth within the jaw that exists. And if you know anyone who has had orthodontics, there's an incredibly high failure rate. The braces come off, they wear a retainer for a while, then the retainer's gone and the teeth go back to the original position. And that's because while the orthodontics straightened the teeth, they didn't address the underlying problem, which was the fact that there wasn't enough room for the teeth. So what orthodontists do sometimes to help that is that they extract teeth because they recognize that there isn't enough room for the teeth. But that leads to a host of other problems as well too. So what you really want to do, if you see a child with crowded teeth, you want to go and see a specialist who can help to hey, there's Carrie. You want to go and see a specialist who can help look at the jaw size to determine what is appropriate, and then look to get that. There's certain treatments. My kids are undergoing them right now, in fact, to see if they can see how that person, that specialist can help enlarge your jaw. Wow, all of a sudden people popped up and I'm nervous. So that is really the step, the thing that we're talking about today. And as I said, over the next 3 weeks, I will tell you each of the other 3 signs. Today was crowded teeth, and I'll go through the other 3 with you. Now, let's say you do notice that your child has crowded teeth and you're concerned already. Well, I don't want to keep you waiting, obviously. You can go over to my Facebook business page called Nurturing Literacy, and you'll see a little post there where you can just request the 4 signs now. I'm actually having a nice little infographic with a checklist made up, and as soon as that's ready, I'll send it out to you. So that's it. That's what we're talking about. Pediatric sleep disordered breathing, these 4 signs. The first one we talked about today is crowded teeth. We'll talk about the next ones. That'll get me set up to go out to Scotland to talk about it. And when I come back, I'll be here to talk to parents in the U.S. as well and wherever else. Okay, thanks so much.